Hi, I'm Tanya, and welcome to Faithful Flow. This is going to be a short class designed to help you relieve some tension in your neck and shoulders. You're not going to need any additional prompts for this class, but you might find a yoga mat or something soft to lay on like a rug or a blanket because we will be on our bellies and on our side towards the end of class. When you're ready to get started, you can join me in any sort of comfortable seat. So you can do this in a chair or on a mat. You can be seated with your legs crossed or an easy seat, either way. We're going to get started with a big stretch out to the side with our arms. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to find eagle arms. You can do either eagle hug with your right arm underneath or full eagle arms. From here, keep your spine nice and straight. And we're just going to lift our elbows up, sending our hands up towards the ceiling, and then bring those back down. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what this looks like from the side. So my spine is staying nice and straight. I'm just lifting my arms and lowering them again. We'll do that a few more times. Inhaling and exhaling as you go here. We'll take one more round. And then here, you're going to leave your elbows mostly in line with your shoulders, and we're going to add some spinal movements this time. So keeping your elbows in line with the shoulders, you're just going to open your chest, look up, kind of like a seated cat-cow, and then exhale, round your spine down and bring your forearms down towards your legs. So again, inhale, lift, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, round down. You can do that a few more times. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, rounding down. Again. And then once more, inhale and exhale. Coming back to a nice neutral spine. Release the arms back to a T, a nice big stretch out to the side. And then we'll go other side. So left arm underneath, either eagle hug or full eagle arms. Whichever you take, keep your spine straight here, core engaged, and then just lift the elbows up and lower them back down. And again, lift up and lower down and up and down. You've got 2 rounds left. Lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. All right, now leaving the arms a little more stable, elbows kind of in line with shoulders. We're going to open our chest. So looking up, kind of finding these seated cat-cow movements, and exhale, rounding down. Moving here with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathing nice and slowly. Sometimes just measuring the breath or slowing the breath down can help us to relieve tension. And that paired with these movements will give you a nice release. We've got one more round here. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, then come back to a nice straight spine. Release the arms. You can reach them out nice and wide again. And then let's just bring them down on our legs. Take a breath together. Inhale here. And exhale, release. All right, next up, our right arm is going to reach up to the ceiling. We're going to bend the elbow, allow the hand to hang down behind your neck. Reach up with the left hand, grab that elbow, lengthen up, and then lean over to the left. So your right hip might begin to want to come up off the mat. Think about really plugging that down, leaning to the left, and then really flaring these ribs over here to the side to the right a bit. So think about kind of spreading the ribs like you might spread a fan. We'll breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Lifting back up, releasing that. You can bring your hands down, pause, take a breath, and let it go. And then other side, left arm up. You're going to bend the elbow, allow the hand to hang down behind your neck. Right arm reaches up, finds the tip of that elbow. Grow really tall first, and then lean. So this time, left hip needs to press down firmly into the mat. lean over to the right, and then think about flaring these left ribs out into the side a bit. If you find yourself leaning forward or leaning back, you want to maintain something kind of in the middle there. So we're trying to lean just on the same plane of our spine. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Releasing that, coming back through to center. Hands can come down. Pause. Take a breath here again. Inhale and exhale. All right, next up, hands going to come behind you. Interlace them. You're going to send your hands over to the right side waist. Flare your elbows wide, and then drop your left shoulder, and then bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. I'm just going to spin and show you what this looks like from the back. So hands come behind you, swing to the right, and then drop the right ear. So bringing the left shoulder away from that left ear, I'm really going to feel this nice stretch along the outside of the left neck here. You may even feel it kind of up into the head a bit. And then you can kind of play with the adjustment of the elbows. So sometimes elbows kind of flared wide feels good. Sometimes it's a little too much. So just find something that feels good for your body and that helps you kind of release in the area that you're finding the most tension. You can stay here still, or you can add a little bit of movement, bringing your chin towards your chest, and then lifting it back up to the ceiling. If you liked that, you can do it twice more. And back up. And then again. And back up. Bring the head back to neutral, and then lift it back up. And then we're just going to switch sides. So this whole little hand package comes over to the left. Again, you can play with the distance that your elbows are away from each other. Grow really tall, drop the right shoulder, and then lean your left ear towards your left shoulder. We'll pause here, take a few breaths to begin with. Eyes can be opened or closed. It doesn't really matter. Sticking with your breath. And you can stay here in stillness, or if you like that movement, you can rotate, bring your chin towards your chest. And then lift it up, chin up towards the sky. And then again, chin comes towards chest. And up towards sky. And once more. And up towards the sky. All right, bringing that back to neutral. Lift the head back up. Release your hands behind you, and then they can come to rest. One more thing here, and then we're going to move on to our bellies. And this is just a really simple release for kind of our upper neck. So just kind of making these little chin smiley faces. So I like to pretend like you got like a paintbrush or something attached to your chin, and you're just trying to draw a smiley face with it. So these are smaller movements, nothing huge. It just kind of creates some movement, some warmth, and some release in that area. You can go back to each side once more. And then after you've completed that, just come back to center. Lift the chin. Find a neutral neck and spine here. Take a breath. Let it go. All right, and from here, we're going to transition on to our bellies. If you're using a mat, I want you to shimmy over towards the left side of your mat. We're going to be moving to the right. So you're going to send your right arm out to the side, palm face down. It can be straight on the ground, or it can be cactused a little bit. If you cactus it, that's going to be more intense. If you need a little less pressure, it can be straight out. And you want it to stay in line with the shoulder. So it's just out to the side like this. All right, and from there, you're going to bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder. You're going to kick your left foot up, and then you're going to rotate up and around onto this right side. Now, this left hand can stay anywhere. Sometimes people like it to kind of stay at the ground for some stability. Another option is to send it up towards the ceiling and then allow it to fall behind you. If you're not feeling much stretch, what you can do is begin to cactus that base arm. That's going to intensify it quite a bit. And then once you're here, just enjoy some breaths. If this leg is feeling a little wonky for you or unstable, you can also just bring it down on top of the left leg. I find a little more stability this way, but it's really whatever works best for you. And we'll be here for about 5 more breath cycles. Focusing your awareness on your breath. You can feel it coming in, filling up your lungs, and then maybe feel it on your upper lip as you exhale. All right, from here, we're going to slowly move back onto our bellies, and then we're kind of going to stretch the other side here. So lift up your chest a little bit. We're going to do our right arm down underneath our chest, palm face down. Left arm's going to come to rest on top of that. Fingertips are kind of going to help you to crawl your fingers nice and wide. And then you can drop your chin and rest your chin on the top bicep here. I want to make sure your lower back is nice and relaxed so you can kind of wag your tail a little bit. And then after you've been here for a few moments, you may find yourself having a little more room to flare those arms wide. Well, sometimes I see students doing this and their arms are quite a bit in front of them, and that's not going to give you as much stretch. So if you need to lift the chest a little more so that you can keep the arms kind of tucked up under pretty close to the shoulders, you can do that. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Another option besides leaving the palms face down is sometimes it feels good to kind of rotate the palms up and then back down. And you can do that a few times. Let's take 2 more breaths here. All right. And to come out of this, you're just going to lift your chin and kind of slide your forearms away from each other. And then we'll do both of those on the other side. So go ahead and shimmy over to the right side of your mat. This time, left arm's going to come out to the side, palm face down. And again, that arm is in line with that shoulder. If you need a more intense stretch, you can begin to cactus that left arm. Wherever you're at, you're going to bring your right hand to rest underneath your right shoulder. Then kickstand this right leg up towards the sky and then roll over this left shoulder, beginning to stretch out the front side of this left arm, shoulder through the pec muscle. And again, this right leg can stay here or it can come straight on the left, whatever you would prefer. Wherever you're at, find your breath. Breathing nice and slowly and intentionally. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, unwinding back onto your bellies again. And then we've got that little straight jacket. So you can lift your chest. This time, left arm underneath you first, and then right arm to follow. You can kind of use those fingers to crawl the hands wide, and then tuck your chin. Give the hips a little shimmy. Make sure they're nice and relaxed. Try not to store tension anywhere in your body. And just take and enjoy a few breaths here. If you find yourself having a little more room to move, you can kind of crawl the fingers away from each other a little more. And then you can stay here just like that. Or if you like that little movement on the other side, you can flip the palms up and then back down. And again, up and back down. Got a few more options here, or a few more times to flip them. And last full breath cycle here. All right, and then begin to lift your head, lift your shoulders, unwind the arms. And then from here, we're just going to make our way back up to a seat. So any comfortable seat, and we'll take just a few breaths together to really let this settle in. Let's take a breath. Inhale and exhale. Maybe close your eyes if that would feel good for you. Again, inhale and exhale. This time you can bring your arms out right and left to the side. Inhale, big circle up, arms overhead. You can gaze up. And exhale, you can bring your hands down. Maybe you can bring them to rest over heart center. All right, thank you guys for your time. I hope you enjoyed this quick little practice, and I hope you feel like you have a new pair of shoulders. So, grace and peace. Thanks for joining me.